Done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
Well, I think the beauty of any roast is the roastee being game for whatever is going to happen.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it happens that the roastee did not research what the roastee was getting into.
Yeah. Sometimes they sit in that chair and don't really understand what comes with that chair.
Yes,
so,
I've seen that happen.
Yeah, when you sit in that chair, it's like, okay, have at it. Like, go, have a good time.
Right.
Know that I get the mic last and I'm gonna have a good time.
Right.
But you're not gonna make me uncomfortable in the chair. I'm not gonna let you get the luxury of seeing me be discomfortable. Like I'm not gonna sit and give a reaction of, oh my God, this stuff hurts, what you're saying.
Cat Williams has previously criticized Kevin Hart, and some people now point to recent events as proof of those claims. Many viewers were not happy with Kevin Hart's latest comedy roast, which was released on Netflix. They felt the tone of the show went too far, as Kevin was seen laughing along while other comedians made harsh and controversial jokes about different topics. One of the biggest points of criticism came from jokes made by guest comedians, including Tony Hinchcliffe, who referenced the tragic death of George Floyd in a way that many found offensive and disrespectful. A large number of viewers felt the subject was too serious to be used for comedy, which led to backlash online. Some critics also focused on Kevin Hart's reaction during the show. They argued that he should have spoken up or changed the direction of the jokes instead of laughing along. Others, however, believe he was simply trying to keep the atmosphere light in a difficult live setting. There have also been personal opinions shared online about Kevin Hart's character and career choices, with some people accusing him of prioritizing fame and success over other concerns. These claims remain opinions and are not confirmed facts. Overall, the roast sparked strong reactions, with some defending Kevin Hart's comedic style while others felt the show crossed important boundaries.
Done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
Tony Hinchcliffe made a joke about Sheryl Underwood's late husband, who died by suicide in 1990 after struggling with depression. Shane Gillis also made a controversial joke about lynching. Many people were upset that Kevin Hart did not stop or challenge these comments, which led to further criticism of the show.
I know this dais is full of degenerate scumbags, and they're going to be up here saying a lot of racist, terrible things tonight. I've got a nice PG short joke that I'd like you guys to be a part of, okay? Kevin's so short that they're going to have to lynch him from a bonsai.
Sheryl Underwood remained calm and professional throughout the situation. She said she did not take the comments personally and even used the moment to respond to people who had criticized her appearance and spoken about her late husband. However, she also admitted that the jokes about her husband were inappropriate and said she was not expecting them.
Her husband committed suicide 3 years into their marriage. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours and I have to ask, how did he last that long?
I didn't know exactly what they were gonna say. Like when they talked to me about how they were coming at me, I said, it better be funny. That's the first bar, the hurdle. But I also told them, whatever you say, it's not me that you gotta deal with. It's who's waiting for you outside.
Most of the criticism has been directed at Kevin Hart. The roast was meant to highlight his success and position in comedy, but it ended up creating backlash instead. Afterward, Kevin began explaining what a roast is and defended the jokes, saying people were being too sensitive about the content.
Were you surprised by people's reaction?
From the roast?
Yes.
Not from the people that aren't aware of what a roast is. The roast and roasting is a specific format that has existed for years. It is hard-hitting jokes that also have shock factor potential. You're making the world and environment that you are operating in as uncomfortable as possible, because those are the jokes that people remember.
If Kevin Hart continues to explain what a roast is, many people believe he should also remember what the tradition actually means. A roast is usually a comedy event where well-known comedians joke about each other, especially the guest of honor, in a playful and exaggerated way. The main idea is to tease the person being celebrated, not to bring in unrelated or sensitive topics about other people who are not part of the show. Because of this, some viewers felt that certain jokes in Kevin's roast crossed a line. They questioned why serious subjects, such as the death of George Floyd or personal tragedies involving other public figures, were included at all. In their opinion, these topics had nothing to do with Kevin Hart and did not belong in that setting. Others also pointed out that the roast did not focus heavily on Kevin himself. Instead, much of the material referenced other celebrities, and when jokes did target Kevin, they were often followed by compliments about his success and achievements. This led some people to feel that the structure of the roast was inconsistent. There were also reports that writer Michael Che left the project before it aired. He later mentioned that the writing team included a large number of white writers, which made him uncomfortable about the direction of the jokes. Since Kevin Hart was also involved in production, some critics believe he shares responsibility for the final result. The situation became more controversial when Kevin defended comedian Tony Hinchcliffe in an interview. He suggested that even if certain jokes were offensive to some audiences, others might still find them funny. This statement sparked further debate about where the line should be drawn in comedy and who gets to decide what is acceptable.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. But our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do.
At one moment, Kevin Hart said the roast was fully his project and that he was in control of everything, showing pride in it. Then, shortly after, he acted as if he had no control and was just as confused as everyone else.
It's my production. We're live. The more is what? Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm supposed to drag him off?
Insiders have claimed that Kevin Hart was very careful and selective about the material used in his roast. According to these reports, he allowed jokes about his past relationship and ex-wife, but he drew a clear line when it came to anything involving his children or accusations of cheating. He reportedly did not want any harsh or personal jokes that would damage his image, especially ones suggesting he was unfaithful or attacking his private life. Some examples of the types of jokes he avoided included lines that would question his character in a personal way. People familiar with the production say those ideas were removed before the final version of the show aired. This has led to discussion about how much control he had over the content compared to what the audience saw. At the same time, critics often point out that Kevin Hart has worked hard throughout his career to protect his public image. In 2019, when old tweets resurfaced that led to accusations of homophobia, he stepped down from hosting the Oscars. He also issued several public apologies and tried to rebuild trust with audiences and industry groups. Supporters say this shows accountability and growth, while critics believe it also shows how carefully he manages his reputation in Hollywood. They argue that he responds quickly to controversies to limit long-term damage to his career. Overall, the discussion around Kevin Hart's roast and his public actions highlights a larger debate about comedy, personal boundaries, and how celebrities balance humor with protecting their image.
I know I don't have a homophobic bone in my body. I know that I've addressed it. I know that I've apologized. I know that within my apologies, I've taken 10 years to put my apology to work. I've yet to go back to that version of the immature comedian that once was. I've moved on. I'm a grown man. I'm cultured. I'm manufactured. I'm a guy that understands now. I look at life through a different lens, and because of that, I live it a different way.
At a certain point, many viewers felt that the repeated disrespect stopped feeling like comedy and began to look more like an obsession. Some critics argued that it went too far, especially when serious parts of Black American history were turned into jokes. Even though Kevin Hart did not write every joke himself, people pointed out that he was still the producer of the roast and had the power to step in and set boundaries. Supporters of this view say other celebrities have done exactly that in similar situations. For example, Justin Bieber reportedly asked for a joke about Paul Walker to be removed during his roast, and Tom Brady also interrupted his roast to stop a joke he felt was inappropriate. Because of this, some viewers believe Kevin could have taken similar action if he felt certain jokes crossed the line.
What was your Paul Walker joke? I said I was the first one to go up too, so I was the first one to do a Paul Walker joke. The room, it was going well, and the room got so quiet. I said Justin Bieber got arrested for drunk driving, and unfortunately it wasn't with Paul Walker. And then it just got really quiet, and then I said, what? He has a movie coming out. He's doing great.
Would you like a massage? I love Robert Kraft. I love it. Okay.
Some critics argue that the reaction to Kevin Hart shows a double standard, where he is allowed to dismiss concerns by saying certain audiences are too sensitive, while other voices in the Black community have also been openly critical of him. Over the years, some fellow comedians and commentators have pointed back to his early career and personal life when discussing his rise in the industry. Kevin Hart's ex-wife, Torrei Hart, has often been mentioned in these conversations. The two started their journey together when Kevin was still a struggling comedian on the East Coast. At that time, she was heavily involved in his career, helping him write material, develop jokes, and shape his early stage performances. Many believe she played an important role in building the foundation of his comedy success. However, after Kevin achieved fame, their relationship fell apart. Critics say that as his career grew, he made choices that damaged their marriage, including public scandals and accusations of cheating. One major controversy involved him cheating while his wife was pregnant in 2017. Later, in 2018, old tweets resurfaced that led to accusations of homophobic remarks. Despite these issues, his career continued to grow, and he managed to recover from the backlash relatively quickly. Some people also point out that Kevin's name has occasionally been linked in rumors to controversial social circles, although none of these claims have been proven. At the same time, he has used parts of his personal life, including his failed marriage, as material in his stand-up comedy. This reportedly upset Torrei Hart, who publicly asked him to stop using their private experiences for jokes, but he continued discussing them in performances. Despite these controversies, Kevin Hart's career did not slow down. Instead, he became even more successful, building an image as a mainstream, family-friendly Hollywood star. Supporters say this success comes from his hard work and ability to connect with audiences, while critics argue that he often avoids confrontation and adapts himself to whatever the industry expects. Because of this, some people describe him as someone who rarely refuses opportunities, even if it means leaning into stereotypes or controversial humor. The roast event is often used as an example of this, with critics saying he went along with jokes and situations that others would have challenged. Rewrite the following paragraph in simple English and expand it to Abu 320 words. Remove all timestamps such as minutes and seconds, for example 037, 106, etc. Do not repeat the same words too often. Correct the grammar and punctuation, and make the tone sound natural like a human speaking. Do not use numbering. Keep the meaning of the original text, but make it smoother and easier to understand.
Period. Every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem, and then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was, and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard, but...
According to critics, Kevin Hart's rise to fame is often linked to his ability to fit into what the entertainment industry wanted from him. They argue that he became successful not just because of talent or hard work, but because he was willing to follow the rules, accept opportunities, and avoid openly challenging powerful people in the industry. In their view, this made him more marketable and easier for executives to promote. Some people also point to moments in his career where he changed his public stance. For example, he previously said he would never take certain roles or participate in specific types of comedy or performances, but later appeared to do things he once rejected. Critics use this as evidence that he adapted himself over time to fit Hollywood expectations. Others mention his handling of past controversies, including the Oscars incident, where he first refused to apologize but later issued a public apology after significant backlash. Supporters say this shows growth and accountability, while critics say it shows pressure from the industry. The roast controversy added even more fuel to the discussion. Some viewers felt Kevin was careful not to upset the people who control major opportunities in entertainment. They argue that he avoided taking a strong position during controversial moments in order to maintain access to producers, networks, and audiences. In their opinion, speaking out strongly against certain jokes could have affected his relationships in Hollywood, especially with mainstream audiences. Critics also believe this balancing act shows a conflict in his public image. They argue that he tries to appeal to different groups at the same time, which can lead to mixed reactions. Some fans feel he prioritizes success and career stability over taking firm stances on social or cultural issues. On the other hand, supporters of Kevin Hart argue that he is simply navigating a difficult industry and making professional decisions that help him stay relevant and successful. They believe his actions are part of managing fame rather than trying to please any specific group. Overall, the debate around Kevin Hart reflects broader questions about comedy, responsibility, and how much influence the entertainment industry has over public figures.